There are only 60 Bugatti Chiron per sport cars in the entire world. Just 60. That number alone makes the car feel rare, almost untouchable, like something that belongs in a museum rather than on public roads. But today, one of those cars is sitting in a workshop, taken apart piece by piece, surrounded by cameras, tools, and questions. On one side, there is a YouTuber trying to rebuild it. On the other side, there is the manufacturer watching from far away, not happy with what is happening. This is not just about fixing a broken car. It is about something much bigger. It is about ownership. When someone spends millions of dollars on a product, do they truly own it? Or does the company that made it still control what can and cannot be done with it? This question is becoming more important in today's world, especially as products become more complex and more controlled by software and company rules. The story of this one car is slowly turning into a debate that affects not just car lovers, but anyone who buys expensive, high-tech products. It challenges the idea of freedom after purchase. People are starting to wonder if buying something really gives them full control, or if they are just paying for limited permission to use it in a certain way. This situation feels uncomfortable because it goes against what many people believe about ownership. If you pay for something, you should be able to use it however you want. But as this story shows, that idea is not as simple as it once was. What is happening in that workshop is not just a rebuild. It is a quiet fight between an individual and a powerful company, and the outcome could change how people think about ownership forever. To understand why this situation matters so much, it is important to first understand what kind of car this is. The Bugatti Chiron Per Sport is not just any vehicle. It is one of the most advanced and expensive road cars ever made. Each one started at around $3.6 million, and that price could go much higher, depending on what the buyer wanted. Many customers added custom features, special colors, and unique details without worrying about the cost. At the heart of the car is a massive engine, designed to produce incredible power. But this version of the car, the Per Sport, is not just about speed in a straight line. It was built to handle curves, tight roads, and sharp turns with precision. Everything about it was carefully designed to work together perfectly. The engine, the gearbox, the suspension, and even the aerodynamics are all connected like parts of a single system. This is what makes the car so special, but also what makes it so difficult to repair. It is not like a normal car where you can simply replace a broken part and move on. Every change affects something else. Every part has a purpose, and every system depends on another system to work correctly. This level of engineering is what makes the car amazing to drive, but it also creates a serious problem when something goes wrong. Fixing it is not just about replacing damaged parts. It is about restoring a very complex system to its exact original condition. And that is something that only a few people in the world truly understand how to do. This is why the story becomes so important. It is not just about money or damage. It is about whether something this advanced can even be rebuilt outside the control of the company that created it. The story took a dramatic turn when one of these rare cars was involved in an accident. It was not a high-speed crash or a dangerous race. It was something much more common and almost boring. Traffic slowed down, one car braked, and another car did not react quickly enough. In just a moment, everything changed. The front of the car took the full impact. The damage was serious. The front structure, which is designed to protect the driver and control how the car reacts in a crash, was bent and broken. The carbon fiber body panels cracked and split apart. Inside the car, the airbags deployed, showing just how severe the impact was. At first glance, it might not have looked like a total disaster, but the real problem was deeper. Modern high-performance cars are built with extreme precision, and even small changes in structure can cause big problems. When experts looked at the car, they found that the damage was too complex and too expensive to repair using normal methods. The cost of parts alone was estimated to be around $1.7 million, and that was just the beginning. After full inspection, the decision was made to declare the car a total loss. The insurance company paid out the value and took ownership of the damaged vehicle. From there, it was sent to an auction, where damaged cars are sold to buyers who are willing to take the risk of rebuilding them. For most cars, this is the end of the story. They are either repaired quietly or broken down for parts. But this was not most cars. This was one of 60. And its story was just beginning. This is where Matt Armstrong enters the story. He is known for buying damaged cars and bringing them back to life, while filming the entire process for his audience. Over time, he has built a strong reputation for taking on difficult projects that most people would avoid. He has worked on many cars before, including high-end brands, but this project was on a completely different level. When he bought the damaged Bugatti Chiron Per Sport, people were both excited and shocked. Some believed it was impossible. Others were curious to see if it could be done. His approach has always been simple: show everything, hide nothing, and take viewers through every step of the process. This honesty is what made his videos popular. But this time, the stakes were much higher. This was not just about fixing a car. It was about proving whether someone outside the manufacturer could rebuild one of the most complex machines ever created. As the project began, millions of people started watching. Each video attracted huge attention. Experts, engineers, and car enthusiasts all shared their opinions. Some supported the idea, saying that once you own something, you should be free to fix it. Others warned that the risks were too high and that the car might never be safe again. The question slowly shifted from "can he fix it?" to "should he fix it?" And that question created tension not just among viewers, but also between the YouTuber and the company that built the car. Rebuilding a car like this is not just difficult. It is extremely complicated in ways that most people do not realize. The Bugatti Chiron Per Sport is not made of simple parts that can be easily replaced. It is a system where everything is connected. One of the biggest challenges is the carbon fiber structure. Unlike metal, carbon fiber can have hidden damage that cannot be seen with the eye. Tiny cracks can weaken the entire structure, making the car unsafe. Fixing this requires special tools and knowledge that are usually only available at the manufacturer's facility. Another major issue is parts. Since only 60 cars were made, there is no large supply of spare parts. Many components are controlled directly by the manufacturer, and once a car is marked as salvage, it can become very difficult to get official support. Then there is the software. Modern cars rely heavily on computer systems to control everything from engine performance to safety features. Without access to the company's systems, it becomes almost impossible to properly calibrate these components. This creates a serious risk because even if the car looks perfect, it may not behave correctly in critical situations. These challenges show that the problem is not just about skill or effort. It is about access and control. The manufacturer holds the knowledge, the tools, and the systems needed to fully restore the car. Without that support, the rebuild becomes a complex puzzle with missing pieces. As this story continues, it is becoming clear that it represents something much larger than a single car. It highlights a growing issue in modern technology, where companies maintain control over products even after they are sold. This is not limited to cars. It applies to phones, computers, and many other devices. The situation involving Matt Armstrong and the Bugatti Chiron Per Sport has sparked a debate about what ownership really means in today's world. Should people have the right to repair and modify their own property, or should companies have the final say to ensure safety and quality? Both sides have valid arguments. On one hand, companies want to protect their reputation and ensure that their products are used correctly. On the other hand, customers believe that once they pay for something, it should be theirs to control. This conflict is not easy to solve, but it is becoming more important as technology continues to advance. The rebuild of this car is more than just a technical challenge. It is a symbol of a larger struggle between freedom and control. As people continue to follow this story, they are not just watching a car being rebuilt. They are watching a question unfold, one that may shape the future of ownership itself. And in the end, the answer may not come from the workshop or the manufacturer, but from how society chooses to define what it truly means to own something. From the outside, it might seem like the company behind the Bugatti Chiron Per Sport is simply being difficult or overly controlling, but their point of view is more complex than that. Bugatti is not just selling cars. It is selling engineering perfection, safety, and a reputation that has taken decades to build. Every vehicle they produce is carefully tested, verified, and approved to meet extremely high standards. When a car leaves their factory, it represents the brand in every possible way. If that car is later repaired incorrectly or modified without proper tools and knowledge, and something goes wrong, people may still associate that failure with Bugatti itself. This creates a serious risk for the company. It is not just about control for the sake of power. It is about protecting a legacy and ensuring that every car with their name performs exactly as intended. From their perspective, a salvage vehicle that is rebuilt outside their system is unpredictable. They cannot guarantee its safety, performance, or reliability. That is why they prefer that such cars are either repaired through their official channels or not returned to the road at all. This approach may seem strict, but it is common in industries where precision and safety are critical. For Bugatti, even a small mistake in a rebuild could lead to serious consequences. So, while the public may see a company trying to limit freedom, Bugatti likely sees itself as maintaining responsibility for one of the most advanced machines ever created. As the rebuild project gained attention, the role of the audience became more important than ever. Millions of viewers began following every update from Matt Armstrong, turning the project into more than just a personal challenge. It became a global event. Social media platforms, forums, and comment sections were filled with opinions, debates, and theories. Some viewers supported the rebuild completely, seeing it as a symbol of independence and creativity. Others were more cautious, raising concerns about safety and long-term reliability. This mix of support and criticism created a unique environment where every decision made during the rebuild was closely examined. In a way, the audience became part of the process. Their reactions influenced the direction of the project, and their discussions helped spread the story even further. This is a key feature of modern internet culture. Projects are no longer private. They are shared, analyzed, and sometimes even shaped by the public. The rebuild of this Bugatti Chiron Pure Sport is a perfect example of this shift. What would have once been a quiet repair in a private workshop is now a widely followed journey, with millions of people emotionally invested in the outcome. This level of attention adds pressure, but also creates opportunity. It allows creators to take on projects that might not have been possible before, supported by views, sponsorships, and community interest. At the same time, it raises expectations. Every step must be explained, justified, and proven. In this environment, success is not just about completing the rebuild. It is about convincing the audience that it was done the right way. As the rebuild continues, deeper questions begin to emerge about risk and responsibility. When someone like Matt Armstrong takes on a project of this scale, the risks are not only financial but also ethical. If the car is rebuilt and returned to the road, who is responsible if something goes wrong later? Is it the person who rebuilt it, the original manufacturer, or the system that allowed it to happen? These questions do not have simple answers. On one hand, skilled professionals rebuild damaged cars every day, and many of those vehicles go on to perform safely for years. On the other hand, this is not a normal car. The Bugatti Chiron Pure Sport operates at a level where even small errors can have serious consequences. This creates a situation where the margin for error is extremely small. It also raises concerns about transparency. Even if the rebuild is done carefully, future owners or drivers may not fully understand the car's history or the risks involved. This is why some people argue that certain vehicles should not be rebuilt once they are heavily damaged. Others believe that with the right skills and honesty, any machine can be restored safely. This debate reflects a larger issue in modern society, where technology is advancing faster than the rules that govern it. As machines become more complex, the responsibility of those who work on them increases. The rebuild of this car is not just a technical challenge. It is a test of judgment, responsibility, and trust. Despite all the challenges, there is another side to this story that focuses on innovation and possibility. Projects like this push the limits of what individuals can achieve outside traditional systems. Matt Armstrong is not just trying to fix a car. He is exploring whether knowledge and determination can match the resources of a major company like Bugatti. Throughout history, many breakthroughs have come from people who challenged established limits. Independent builders, engineers, and creators have often found new ways to solve problems when official solutions were not available. This rebuild could be seen as part of that tradition. It represents a willingness to question what is possible and to attempt something that others consider too difficult. At the same time, it also shows the limits of independence. There are certain tools, data, and systems that remain controlled by manufacturers, and accessing them is not always possible. This creates a balance between innovation and limitation. The project highlights both the power of individual effort and the reality of modern technological control. It shows that while creativity can solve many problems, some challenges still require cooperation with the original creators. This balance is likely to become more important in the future as products become even more advanced. The rebuild is not just about success or failure. It is about understanding where the boundaries are and how far they can be pushed. The story of this rebuild connects directly to a growing global movement known as the right to repair. This movement argues that consumers should have the ability to fix and modify their own products without restrictions from manufacturers. The case of the Bugatti Chiron Per Sport brings this issue into a very visible and dramatic setting. If a car worth millions of dollars cannot be freely repaired by its owner, what does that mean for everyday products used by millions of people? Supporters of the right to repair believe that limiting access to parts, tools, and software creates unnecessary waste and reduces consumer freedom. They argue that people should have full control over what they own. Opponents, including many manufacturers, argue that restrictions are necessary to ensure safety, quality, and reliability. They also point out that modern products are too complex to be repaired without proper training and equipment. This debate is not likely to end soon. Governments in different parts of the world are already considering laws that would require companies to provide better access to repair resources. The outcome of these discussions could change how products are designed and sold in the future. The Rebuild project serves as a powerful example of why this issue matters. It turns an abstract debate into a real situation that people can see and understand. It shows both the potential benefits and the real challenges of allowing greater freedom in repairs. As the rebuild continues, the story remains unfinished, and that is part of what makes it so compelling. The journey of Matt Armstrong and the damaged Bugatti Chiron Per Sport is not just about reaching a final result. It is about the process, the challenges, and the questions that arise along the way. Every step forward brings new difficulties, and every solution leads to new questions.